There's nothing more satisfying than a fast-growing houseplant, especially if you barely have to do anything with them. In this video, I'm going to share my top 8 super easy, low maintenance, but fast-growing houseplants that anyone can have in their space. So let's get going. Before I delve into the fast-growing plants that I have in my collection, I recently went to Munich in Germany to visit some family who are over there from South Africa for a few months. We spent a few days there and it's a beautiful city, and of course I had to go plant spying, plant spotting, whatever you'd like to call it. I find myself when I'm walking around Munich looking out for plants in people's windows, office buildings. I even find myself going into offices to ask if I can see their plant collections, especially if it's a beautiful large office with some beautiful plants in. I think I get as excited about the plants in a new city than seeing family or sightseeing. I'll leave a couple of pictures up here of the plants that I've seen. I just love going around plant spotting, and of course, you know, it's the same plants that I have in my space, but it just feels different because it's in a new city. Normally when I go away on holiday, I always bring something back that's plant related. If I'm holidaying in the UK, I could bring a plant back or a pot or both. And when I go abroad, I still aim to bring something back that's plant related. I didn't this time, unfortunately, because we were too far away from the plant shop that I really wanted to go to. There was a Christmas market on already, and we looked around and there was a beautiful stall with some vases and glass propagation vases that I really wanted to visit and get one to bring something back, but my hands were full of scooters for my boys. They were eating an ice cream, so I was carrying their scooters and I just couldn't visit the shop. I didn't want to go into a beautiful glass stall with these metal scooters and just whack everything out of the way, and I couldn't carry anything, so I didn't come away with anything plant related this time, but there's always next time. Anyway, on to today's topic of my fast growers. So let's get going and I'll show you the 8 plants that I have in my collection that are super quick at growing. Number 1 is a Euphorbia. I've got so many of these beautiful plants in my collection. They remind me of my upbringing in South Africa. I had them in my garden and all the spaces around me. And when I started my houseplant journey and moved to the UK and started having indoor plants, I just had to have these plants in my collection. This is a very manageable one to pick up. I have got about 7 or 8 Euphorbia, all different shapes and sizes. And the one behind me is my very original one, my large one that started my love for these plants. I rescued this plant. There was barely any leaves on it, barely any healthy stems. It's still in the original pot even. I haven't repotted it, but it's in a very bright light. It gets some direct sun in the morning. I have fertilized it during the summer months and I'm continuing to do so throughout autumn because it's got some new growth coming in. I have smaller ones as well that I have also rescued and they are coming back to life beautifully. I still have some of the sticks in for some of them just to prop them up, but I don't know if you can see, but there's even a tiny little stem coming out with some new leaves. They are the most resilient plants that I think I have in my collection, and they just bounce back from neglect so quickly. Super low maintenance, super easy and beautiful for a bright space. Number 2 is my Variegated Monstera, and I'm going to grab it in a minute just to show you the size of it. I started this plant with 1 leaf without any roots. I popped it into water and roots grew, and I've now got this beautiful plant. I've even propagated it. It's grown even more. Let me go and get everything. I'll show you what I'm talking about, but they are super fast growing in my experience. 1 second. It is such a beast. I can't even fit it into my plant room here without hitting the ceiling. This plant has grown so well. I will leave a bit of a full video of what it looks like and what the point of it looks like where I have cut it. But I'll show you the propagations as well. But this has been such a fast grower for me. I fertilize it during the summer months, and it's not just growing height, but it's also, I need to just check not to hit that, it's also starting to grow out a little bit more to make the plant a little bit fuller. I've just got new leaves popping up pretty much every week or two now, And even though we're moving into the autumn, I am fertilizing it because it needs it, and I need to top it up on those nutrients. So if you don't have a variegated Monstera, even Thai constellation, Monstera deliciosa, I find all of these plants are super fast growing and super easy to look after. Let me go and get the propagations to show you what they look like. They've grown some beautiful roots. I really need to pot them up, but let me go and get them and I'll show you. Here are the cuttings that I took from my variegated Monstera, and they have grown some beautiful roots. I really must pot them up. I don't want to make a mess, but the roots are super healthy. The plant is super healthy, and the way it's grown, I still need to cut it, I think, and make maybe 3 or 4 cuttings of it. It's grown super well. Number 3 is my Sansevieria. This beautiful Sansevieria was gifted to me from a family friend. It wasn't this size. I potted it into a bigger pot with fresh soil when I got it, and it's so tall now. It's in a bright spot. It gets some direct morning sun. It's such a low maintenance, not so fussy plant, and it's just growing brand new leaves. Let me show you. Almost again every few weeks now. I am still fertilizing it as well because it's popping out some new growth. But if you don't have Sansevieria in your collection, there are so many different varieties to collect. I absolutely love these plants. That's such a statement plant, especially if it gets to this size. I have another one down here, which is of a different variety. This is a Sansevieria zelenica. I have another one up there, much smaller. This one is in the way. There's more growth popping up on this one as well. And I just love these beautiful plants. They are super easy and very fast growing. Number 4 is my Dieffenbachia. This plant has grown so much since I've had it. It was tiny in height and tiny in width, but I fertilized it again and it's made such a massive difference. It's in a bright spot in my kitchen, and I wait for the top few inches of the soil to dry out before giving it a drink. I also clean the leaves quite regularly so that the plant can photosynthesize and get necessary energy and resources from the natural sun. But apart from that, it's such an easy, low maintenance plant. I do need to repot this plant and give it a bigger pot and some fresh soil. I just love them. It's such a statement plant. I have a few Dieffenbachia now, and I find all of them fast growing, super easy, and just so low maintenance. I have seen some people on my channel comment about Dieffenbachia and that they find it quite a tricky plant to look after. Let me know how you find it. Do you find it tricky? Is it easy for you? Do you have them in your space? Let me know in the comments below. But I just absolutely love these plants. They are relatively inexpensive as well, so you don't need to spend a lot of money on having such a beautiful statement plant. But let me know your experience. Do you find it easy or not? But I just love them. Such a beautiful plant. Number 5 is my Philodendron Florida Green. I've recently repotted this plant, and ever since I've done that and given it some fresh soil, it's just popped out a lot of new growth. Every week now I've got some new leaves and new growth coming up, and I just love the shape of these leaves. This is in a bright spot in my hallway upstairs, and I see it every morning when I come out of my bedroom and the sun's shining on it. It's just beautiful. So it does get some direct morning sun, which isn't as harsh as the summer sun because we've moved into autumn now. So some direct morning sun, autumn sun, is perfect for it. I wait for the top few inches of the soil to dry out as well. I give the leaves a really good clean, and I just find it such a fast grower and a super easy, low maintenance plant to look after. I find all philodendron plants fast growers and super easy to look after. I recently, maybe a couple of months ago, put some plants into a client site for their office, and 2 of those plants were philodendrons. And yesterday I went in because I maintain their plants for them as well, and I chopped these branches off because it has grown so much. These branches were just left hanging against the wall, so I've chopped them up, I am today going to put them in water to grow some roots, and then I'm going to pot it up and give my client some new plants for their office. But they are beautiful, they grow super easy, very low maintenance, and I can't wait to propagate these in water. Do you have any philodendron? Also let me know in the comments. I love philodendron, all different varieties. And I would love to expand my collection of philodendron, especially as I'm moving into a brand new plant room in a few weeks' time. So let me know what philodendron varieties you have and I can add it to my wish list. I recently did a video asking you to recommend some plants that I could add to my collection, and I have got a very beautiful wish list of plants that I am working my way through to add some new plants to my collection. So any philodendron lovers, if you've got anything, please let me know what you have and I'll add it to my wish list. Number 6 has got to be a pothos. How easy are these to grow? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have them in your collection? I just love them, and I always thought that surely everyone else must love them as well, but I've recently been speaking to a few people that just don't love these plants. They don't have it in their collection. So let me know if you've got pothos in your space and what varieties you have. I have a few different varieties, all of different sizes, and when I move into my new plant room, where's another one? I'm going to be making a pothos trailing wall. There's another one, and they just add so much greenery to any space. These plants can tolerate slightly lower light conditions as well, or they can be in a bright spot out of direct sun. I find they are relatively pest free and not so prone to pests. They can be quite drought tolerant. They tell you when they're thirsty by simply curling their leaves in. I mean, what's not to love about them? They are super easy, beautifully green. I have a neon over here, which is drooping a little bit, and you can see the leaves are slightly curled in. I have just given it a drink. This one is super dry, so I do need to give it a drink, but it's still thriving. So let me know if you've got pothos, which ones you have in your space. Do you love them? Do you find them easy? I'm so intrigued to hear how other people find plants, because I'm always just assuming that surely everybody loves them, but you may not. Let me know in the comments. Number 7 is my beautiful Begonia Tamaya. The amount of times I have cut and propagated this plant, I've lost track of, but yet it's still just growing. It's a good thing actually that I cut it and propagate it, because these stems will just take over my plant room and it just keeps growing. It's just continually growing some beautiful pink flowers as well. Even in a propagation vase, I forever have them in a vase to propagate, to make new plants. The roots grow super easy and so quickly. I'll show you a little one that I have that was from my main plant, and it's just grown super well over the last few weeks. I used to struggle with Begonia varieties until I found Begonia Tamaya, and this just built my confidence to experiment and to have a few more begonias in my collection. I still struggle a little bit with Begonia Rex. I've had a few before, but I find them a little bit too needy for my liking. I love low maintenance plants that don't need a lot of attention, and these plants are exactly that. Let me know if you have Begonia Tamaya or any other Begonia varieties. I love Begonia. I think they are really beautiful. Very messy though when these flowers are finished flowering and they just drop all over the floor, but that's okay. I find some varieties easier than others, but really love them, and I've got a few in my space now. But again, let me know what you've got, what you find easy, and do you love Begonia or not? Number 8 is Tradescantia. I just absolutely love these plants. I have my Tradescantia Nanook also, which I propagate and cut so often, but it just grows so well. This beautiful one, my boys got me for my birthday. A lady was selling this cutting down the road in our village in a little hut, and she collects money for our church. I drove past and I said, oh, there's a beautiful plant there. My boys cycled down, got it for me and surprised me with it for my birthday. It's grown so much. It's such a fast grower. In the last, I think I've had it for about a month and a half. Also really low maintenance. I just love the colours on these leaves. I have a Tradescantia zebrina there as well, which I always propagate. Super fast growing plants. And they also remind me of growing up in South Africa because I had these plants all around me just growing in my garden. So I love them. If you're looking for an easy grower, Tradescantia is great. I'd love to know what plants you have in your collection that you would consider fast growers. Like I said earlier, have a wish list of plants that I want to add to my new plant room, thanks to all of you that have recommended some beautiful plants that you have in your collection. If you've got any other fast growers or easy low maintenance plants, please let me know in the comments. I'm always up for building my wish list and adding some beautiful new plants to my collection. If you've got any questions about any of these plants or about your plants at home, always ask. I could chat about plants all day long. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.